With Aelot Iskander executed for allying with your father during the Mage Wars, the Iskander lands have since fallen into anarchy. On your journey, you've met many travelers, sunken-cheeked figures who told you stories about having lost their homes to bannerless soldiers and bandits. They have also told you something else, that a once deserted village has come back into bloom, offering refuge to those without shelter. Fallen's Hope.
So, Tahar, tell me something.
Yes?
Isamo Tahar the Mage Rebel is your father. I got that. But who?
Is my mother?
Yeah.
She's dead. She died while giving birth to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. As I said, I never knew her. Got it.
That way?
You're an adventurer, aren't you? Come, take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. Come again. May Tiara bless your path.
Will do. Interesting.
Now that's a face I haven't seen before. Where are you from? You don't look like Iskander folks to me.
We're not. Actually, we are sent by the light, and are looking to meet a contact here.
So you're the ones Lacane was talking about. Huh. Had something different in mind, to be honest. But anyway, I'm Clara Farland, mayor of this beautiful place. I suppose you figured as much already. Judging by that look in your eyes, you probably want to get straight to the point. You're here for the dwarf, aren't you? Iskrim.
Yes. Is he in the village?
No, he's not. But I can tell you where he is, under one condition.
All right. What do you want?
What? No bickering? That's a pleasant surprise. To be brief, about 2 months ago, orcs invaded Iskander. And it seems they are set on destroying our village. Our militia is doing its best to keep them at bay, but the situation's getting more dire by the minute. Since you two look as though you can fight, I was wondering...
If we can join your militia.
Pretty much, yes. If we don't get rid of the orcs soon, Farland's hope will be history. And also, they've got your dwarf.
Why would the orcs attack you? It's been decades since they last invaded human territory.
Dear, I don't know. If I did, I would have tried to reason with them. But they seem to be from a particularly savage tribe, so maybe they just realized that with House Iskander gone, this land has practically become lawless.
The orcs took Iskrim? Why?
They haven't told me their motivation, so I don't know. But I'm guessing they just came across him when he was out in the wilds doing whatever Lacane pays him to do. I only know this because one of our scouts told me the orcs were keeping someone captive in their camp.
So, he's alive, but in the hands of the orcs. That's both good and bad news. Well, seems that we have no choice then. We'll...
Wait a second. Weren't you a corporal in the Royal Army before all this?
I was. Until they tried to execute me, remember?
Yes, but that doesn't change anything about your experience, does it? I think we should talk to the local commander and see if you can, well, help him out. As a leader.
Hold on a second, darling. Are you suggesting we let a stranger take over our militia?
Temporarily, yes. Look, Madam Farland, I know how this sounds, but this is a seasoned commander you're talking to.
But... fair enough. Maybe this is worth a try. Truth be told, Commander Mart hasn't done much but yell at people anyway. Go and tell him I sent you. Then help him prepare an attack on the orc camps. Mart keeps on saying it is too risky, but I don't see any other options at this point. He's eastwards, at the foot of this mountain. Ah, and one more thing. Try to be sensible, will you? Just tell him who you are and how you can help. He's, well, quite the character.
Sure.
Understood.
Orcs! Orcs coming from the east!
Blazes! Fend them off! Don't let them through!
Get ready! Here we go. Fair enough. Let's do this. All right, here goes nothing. Get ready!
Ah, for fuck's sake! Are you sodding idiots drunk or just stupid? I told you to keep your formation! Clean this mess up, somebody!
Are you Mart? Clara sent me.
It's Commander Mart, and yes, I am. What does she want? I'm busy.
With what exactly? That mug of ale over there?
How funny. Mind if I laugh later? Because right now, I'm the only thing that stands between this place and a pack of rampaging orcs tearing it to fucking pieces!
Poor orcs. They must be horrified.
You got anything else to say? If not, get the fuck out of here before I lose it.
I'm sorry, Commander. Sometimes my friend just can't help himself. It's really important, otherwise we wouldn't bother you.
Well, spit it out then. What does she want?
Well, Clara said you might need some help with the militia.
Does she now? Well, I don't. Thanks for your offer.
According to Clara, if these orcs aren't taken care of soon, the village will be overrun. I understand your reluctance, but we can help you.
You forgot to mention that you're a seasoned corporal of the Royal Army.
Royal Army? Ha! You people are the reason we got into this bloody mess in the first place. No, not a chance.
Look, we are different. Let us prove it.
You're a tenacious one, aren't you? All right, fine. There's a small orc and goblin camp nearby. Scouts by the look of them. If you're as tough as you say you are, it should be easy for you to deal with them, shouldn't it?
All right, I'll do it. Where are those camps?
Do you have a map? Here. That's where they were last seen. Good luck, Corporal.
Hunting goblins. Ellen's reigns. That man is just playing with us.
I know, but let's play along for now. We don't really have a choice.
So, what's the plan?
Another one. Oh, this will be fun.
You read my
Fair
mind.
enough. Let's do this. Get ready. Here we go.
Whatever's necessary.
Zarek, here I come.
Got it. All right, both camps are taken care of. Let's head back to the commander.
I can't wait.
Now would you look at that? I took care of these scout camps for you.
Nonsense. You? By yourself? Sod it. It doesn't matter. No way on EO I'm letting a stranger take over my militia, not for a bloody minute.
All right, I've had enough of these games. I'm the child of Asamo Tahar, leader of the Mage Rebellion, and I did what you asked. You will honor our bargain, or I'll make you regret it.
Tahar? All right. No need to convince me further. Having the spawn of that filth lead our men. If Clara has sunk so low, I'm done with this place anyway. Let the claws of Nor have you.
I didn't know you were that proud of that title. At least it worked.
So you were actually able to convince him. Huh, not bad. Still, it's a shame he left us. He was a good man once, you know? But what happened to his daughter? It broke him.
What did happen?
Doesn't matter. Anyway, glad our plan worked out. Now just make sure I don't regret it. I'll let the villagers know you're in command for now.
Good. I'll prepare an attack on the orcs.
Yes. Just Remember what's at stake, will you? These troops you'll be sending into battle, they're sons, daughters, brothers, and sisters, and they will be trusting you because I do.
I will do all I can.
Make sure it's enough.
Uh-huh.
Chop chop, man. Let's get to work.
Yes. Understood. That way? Of course. As you command. Of course, Commander.
All right, give me a second.
Commander? Huh?
outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders. We need to gather more wood, Commander.
So much to do, so little time. Will only take a second. That should work. All right, then, let's get to it. Well then. This will be a masterpiece.
Building completed.
So much to do, so little time.
Just give the word. You got it. Sounds like a plan. All right, here goes nothing. Here we go. Fair enough. Let's do this. Get ready. Here we go. Fair enough. Let's do this. All right, here goes nothing. Get ready. All right, give me a second.
Take a second.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
That way? Yes? Here we go. Fair enough. Let's do this. Here we go. All right, here goes nothing.
We're being attacked!
Fair enough. Let's do this. Here we go. All right, here goes nothing. Here we go. Get ready. Fair enough. Let's do this. You'll have to wait.
Expansion is the key to victory.
So, what's the plan? Sure.
Understood. Will do. They will fall. Expansion is the key to victory. You read my mind. Got it. Whatever's necessary. Expansion is the key to victory.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Understood.
We're being attacked!
Not happening! I can't focus! Get ready! Here we go. All right, here goes nothing. You got it. Fair enough. Let's do this. Here we go. You'll have to wait! Get ready! That way? All right, here goes nothing.
Huh?
Say the word. Well, well.
We're being attacked!
Just give the word. Here we go. Fair enough. Let's do this.
Commander?
Uh-huh.
Sure.
There! Bound wreck. Blasted weather.
All right, here goes nothing.
We should be fighting now.
Here we go. Sounds like a plan. All right, give me a second.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders. Building completed. Building completed.
chop, man. Let's get to work.
Building completed.
Well then.
Our provisions are running low. We need more food.
Aye, that should work.
Building completed.
Interesting.
Building completed.
This will be a masterpiece. So much to do, so little time.
Building completed.
Well then. It will only take a second.
Building completed.
chop, man. Let's get to work. All right, then. Let's get to it.
Got it.
Hey! You there! Help!
Oh, boy, Nihalf. Thank you. These are Farland people, aren't they? I can't believe they really came for me.
The orcs were threatening to destroy their village. I made sure we'd be there in time to save you.
I see. Oh, by the fires of Bargagor. All these bodies. How many people did you lose to get through?
Far too many. There will be a lot of mourning in Farland tonight. Please, tell me that you are Iskram.
I am. Tell me, you don't look like one of these Farland people. How did you do this?
That's a long story.
Indeed. And at the risk of sounding heartless, time isn't exactly on our side.
I see. Well, then I best head off now. Thank you for everything, friend. You saved my life.
Hold on a moment. There's a reason we came for you. Rondar Lacane, the Harbinger of Light, sent us.
Ah, well, that's, interesting. Why?
Well, because he thinks we can stop the Bloodburn. You're looking for the ancient Shaper city, right? Mullendir.
Well, yeah, that's what he hired me for. But what does Mullendir have to do with the Bloodburn? That's that gruesome plague, isn't it?
Yes. Magically gifted people are capable of hearing a voice before an outbreak of Bloodburn occurs. It resembles some kind of song and is sung in Shaper language.
A song? Well, that's certainly an interesting connection. I actually think I even know what you're talking about. So I'm guessing that song is why Lacane hired me to find the city in the first place.
Yes. What exactly are you, anyway? An archaeologist?
An archaeologist who specializes in Shaper, or as they call themselves, Zarlantha culture. They are a sea of mysteries, and yet there's so little knowledge about them. It's a pity.
A dwarven archaeologist? I thought your kind does nothing but forge weapons and drink.
Well, that, young lady, is a stereotype. Though there is some truth to it.
Well, that's certainly an impressive armor you're wearing there, especially for a scholar.
Oh, that? Well, yeah, I'm not exactly defenseless. I'm actually a formidable fighter, though I consider it more of a necessity rather than a passion, other than most of my kin.
You said you knew what we were talking about when we told you of the song. Does that mean you're a mage?
Well, I have some gifts, let's call it that way. I'm an Earth Shaper. It's a primitive form of magic that we dwarves have practiced for centuries and which ran in our family. But please, don't get me wrong, I'm not a wizard. I just know a few tricks that come in handy in my profession.
I see. Anyway, the Harbinger suggested that we join up.
Huh. Well, why not? Actually, you might be in luck. I believe I found the entrance to the city 2 days ago. But before I could get inside, the orcs took me. But would you mind continuing this conversation someplace else? Somewhere not littered with blood and corpses, if possible.
I agree. We should report back to Clara anyway, if the militiamen haven't told her already.
Sounds like a plan.
Something you need?
Yes.
Just give the word.
Commander? As your command. That way? Of course.
Yes, dear? Need something else?
So, since you work with the Harbinger, are you part of the Purity? Do you believe in the return of Aenir?
Do you?
I don't care much for religions. I work with the Harbinger, not for him.
And there you are, shouting it from the rooftops. Whew, you certainly are a bold one. To be honest, with a village of war-shaken farmers to take care of and raping bandits and orcs to defend ourselves against, the return of Aenir isn't my most pressing matter to attend to. I think you understand.
And how do you feel about the Purity's take on mages?
The executions, you mean? I don't know. I try to stay out of things like that as much as I can.
Most people do. And that's why these kind of things happen.
True, dear, it is, but what would you have me do? Send my glorious army of farm boys and widowers against Greykeep to rescue the mages from the pikes? Wonderful idea.
Yeah, sure.
So you're allies by necessity.
I suppose you could say that, yes. I help the Harbinger, he keeps his people off our backs. Everybody wins.
This inn is yours, isn't it? How did you become the mayor?
Honest answer? I don't know. I guess I just wound up here. You know, all these useless wars. What some people tend to forget is that it's the farmers and villagers who suffer the most from them. When I came here, this place was a ruin. Yet, for some reason, many refugees from the war had come here, as if it was some kind of safe haven. So I made sure that it became one.
And you're a farmer yourself?
Well, not quite, but let's not go there.
Can you tell me anything about the area?
Like what? Don't wake the sleeping trolls? Make sure your blades are sharp when you head into orc territory? Yes, I can tell you that. But I doubt you didn't know already.
Why make a stand here? Wouldn't Everlight be a much safer place to be?
Of course it would. But what makes you think we could make the journey? This militia of ours. Yes, we might fend off some bandits, but what if we run into a group of orcs, highwaymen, deserters? Bottom line, it's too dangerous. Especially now with the orcs at our doorstep.
Makes sense, I guess. I'll be off. Thanks for your time.
Sure.
What do we need?
You got it.
Yes, dear? Need something else?
We should get moving. All right, why not? This way, right?
I'll be off. Thanks.
Sure.
What's next?
Old Audrey's son just came running into the village, telling everyone you made it. Is that true? Are the orcs dead?
They are. For now, at least.
For now. I don't like how that sounds, but I suppose you're right. The peaceful times are over. So, what are your plans now?
There's an ancient Shaper city nearby, and the dwarf knows a way inside. We're going there as soon as possible.
A Shaper city? Would you mind telling me what the Harbinger is hoping to find there?
A cure for the bloodburn.
Huh. A lofty goal. Well, darling, I just hope you know what you're doing. As they say, some secrets are better left buried. Do you think you could come back once you're done there? There's something else I might need your help with. I have some, how shall I say, friends in high places. And something tells me that you'll need more allies soon.
Why would I need allies? We're not trying to start a war.
I know, and maybe I'm wrong, but you've got something about you that attracts trouble. Motion, so to speak. And even if I'm wrong, we could still really use your help.
What kind of friends in high places would a village mayor have?
Enough. Just trust me.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Then I guess we should go.
Guess you should. Goodbye, and good luck.
Thank you. Iskram, where is that entrance?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it should be up north. I suggest you lead the way, Corporal.
Was that just me, or...?
The Song of the White. Yes. There might be bloodburn soon.
So, that was the song you were talking about?
Yes.
Sod it. Yes. I remember now. I've heard it before. Very faintly, though. I mistook you for the wind.
Many people do, I guess.
Get ready!
Yes.
way?
Decide. Now.
That's the way? Blasted armor.
Sure. That way? Sounds like a plan. You got it. That way? Sleeping trolls. Lovely. Let's give them a wide berth, shall we? Fair enough. Let's do this. I need help over here. Yes. Sounds like a plan.
Help! Please!
Damn it! I need healing.
They killed one of our heroes.
So, what's the plan?
We should be more careful next time. Will do.
Sure.
Understood.
Well then, I think this should be it.
A chunk of rocks.
At the risk of blowing your mind, the most prominent feature of a hidden entrance usually is that it's hidden. We just need to find a way to open it. Alright, let's try this. Zaran Niege Yanor!
Brace yourselves.
Maybe you mispronounced the words.
Look, there might be a great many things you can do that I can't, but reading a text from a piece of paper isn't among them. I'm not stupid.
Well, but you did say you're not exactly an expert on Shaper language. Let us have a try.
Fine, whatever. Go ahead.
Zaran Nayev Yanor.
You did it. By Nihal, you did it! We opened the door to the lost city!
Impressive.
Yes, impressive. For millennia, no one has ever opened that door.
A shapeshifter. I'm guessing you're here to avenge your brethren?
No. I'm simply intrigued by what you just did. To build an army from pitchfork-wielding villagers and destroy the Khal of an orc tribe is one thing. But to open that door, that's an entirely different story. Look, I know this might sound odd from orc to human, but I might need someone with your skills. So, if you're interested, meet me at the foot of Barga Gore. I think we could help each other.
Hang on. Why would you want to help me after I killed your brethren?
They weren't my brethren. These orcs you killed were ash reavers. I'm a fire wielder, and they had it coming to them. Invading human territory was just foolish. I have no sympathy for them. Either way, consider my offer.
Well, that was strange.
We'll think on this later.
Think on this? So you're actually considering his offer?
Maybe. The mayor wasn't so wrong about the fact that we might need allies. Now let's go in, shall we?
Sure. Lead the way.
Though your legs ache and your stomach burns with hunger, you cannot help but feel a vague sense of anticipation as you descend into the black tunnels. For the first time in a very long time, you feel as if you have direction, purpose. You're pulled from your thoughts as you see shadows dancing on the walls up ahead in the tunnel. A fire.
Ugh. Is it just me, or does it smell rotten in here?
I'm afraid you're right. Even though the more pressing question should be, why are there lit candles in a place that hasn't been open for millennia?
But are you certain that this is the path to Mullendeer?
Absolutely. Something lives down here. The only question is, what?
I guess we'll find out.
Huh?
What? Strange creatures.
What in blazes was that?
Run!
I wouldn't know.
By the... Oh! I suppose we found the source of that smell.
Indeed. But who or what in the world did this?
Let's see.
Sure. You got it. Sounds like a plan.
That's the way?
Cry right. God King too strong. God King too cruel.
He took mother, he took son. God King will eat until we all dead.
Huh?
Got it. Understood. What's that?
No idea. Doubt it'll help us, though.
Looks pretty narrow. I don't think we'll fit through there. Though maybe... Looks pretty narrow. I don't think we'll fit through there. Though maybe... Whatever's necessary.
More fighting. Does this never end? I'll keep you shielded. Danger up ahead. Don't move!
They will fall. Interesting.
Sounds like a plan.
Blasted armor.
Now would you look at that? You read my mind.
Fine.
No, 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 stop! What is meaning of this? Why you killing God King Scions? You. Ugh. You smell unclean. Filthy. Strange creatures you are. Where come from? Who are?
Do you live down here?
Down here? God King does not understand. There is only here. Here in the dark beyond.
The dark beyond?
Yes! Big city. Dark and cold. City of old gods. Evil place. Deadly place. God King protects Scions from evil in dark beyond.
Wait a moment. You and your people, you've always been living in these tunnels.
Of course! Where else would God King's people live? Dark beyond is death.
Huh. His ancestors must have found a secret entrance into these caves centuries ago. That's the only logical explanation.
We aren't your enemy. Your people attacked us first.
Yes, Scions did attack you because Scions were scared. God King wants you no harm. God King is good person, protects people from the great evil in dark beyond. But to protect, God King needs power. And for power, needs Scion flesh. Flesh is power. Raw and strong.
Wait a moment. Did you just say that you eat your own people?
To protect! To protect from dark beyond! God King has to. If not, he will lose power.
So, what do you protect your people from? Monsters?
From horror! From pain! But strange flesh people would not understand. Strange flesh people have not seen it.
Seen what?
Horrors! Unspeakable evil! Mist and fangs and darkness bred from lost city. 14th day, it comes and takes Scions, children, men, women, eats them, slaughters them. And only power can drive it back. And for power, God King needs flesh. Sad, sad cycle of pain.
Maybe he's talking about a spectral abomination, a kind of ghost. I've read about these in some writings on Shape of Ruins.
Or maybe he's just plain bonkers. I guess we won't be around long enough to find out.
What's a bonkers? God King does not like to be talked about like that.
What is this power you're talking about?
Magic! Old magic. Learned from great-great-great-grandfather, old God King. But to use, God King needs flesh. Fresh flesh of Scion on 13th day.
He might be talking about a primitive form of necromancy.
And it requires him to eat his people to use it.
Who knows? We all know how fond these priests of Nor are of their shady rituals.
This is gruesome.
Gruesome? Strange fleshmen didn't listen, did they? If God King does not eat, God King loses power. And then evil from dark beyond will take them all. Ugh! Strange fleshmen, disrespectful. Strange fleshmen should leave. Go back where they came from.
We can't. We're here to find the lost city, Mullendeer. The dark beyond, as you call it.
But you will die.
We don't have much of a choice. Can you help us get past this gate?
God King does not like, but God King understands. Yes, he will help, but you will help God King first.
What do you want?
It's simple. Group of treacherous scions tried to steal my throne. You kill scions for God King. Bring him their flesh as proof. God King shows you way through door. Understood? God King will be here.
Were these rebels a small group in the southern parts of the caves? I think I killed them already.
You did? Show him. Show God King their flesh.
Sure. Here.
Yes, yes. Strange flesh people speak truth. It's them. You honest. You loyal. God King will answer your questions. Yes? What do strange flesh people want?
Anyway, it's time for you to keep your end of the bargain. How do we get through this door? What are the words?
Are strange flesh people certain? They will die.
Please, just tell us the words.
God King understands. The words are... Kolan Zugaruge. Speak words to stone man, and door will open.
Shaper language.
Understood. Farewell, then.
Wait! You... God King has favor to ask. Favor may sound strange, but God King asks strange flesh people to listen.
What?
God King wants flesh from outside world. If strange flesh people find goblin flesh in dark beyond and outside world, can they bring it to God King? God King sad for eating own scions. God King needs other way to keep power.
That's, noble, I guess.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Thank you. Strange flesh people, good people. God King wishes they don't die.
That was one strange encounter, to say the least.
Who is this? My strange flesh friend? Good flesh, but not best. Will feed power, but not for long. God King thanks. Yes? What do strange flesh people want?
I think we'll be off now.
Huh?
Interesting that they speak our tongue, though. At one point or another, they must have had contact with the outside world. Alright, why not?
Am I the only one who just saw that?
I'm afraid not. Must have been another goblin.
Yeah, and a pretty damn big one. You got it.
Let's see. Looks pretty narrow. Wait, do you hear that? Grunting.
As macabre as it may sound, maybe that one likes goblin meat as much as his brother. We could try to lure him out.
Sure. You got it. Sounds like a plan.
Understood. Interesting.
Blazes, what is that thing?
Looks like a golem to me. Maybe the Shapers created it?
Speak the words.
Is that my imagination? Or did that thing...
I'm afraid so.
Speak the words.
Qualan Zagar...
You may pass.
It worked.
Let's find out what he was guarding, shall we?
Will do.
Nihal's hammer. This is beautiful.
I won't argue with that.
Do you feel that? Wind. We're getting close to the exit. Got it.
Blasted armor. This way, right?
Yes? What do strange flesh people want?
I think we'll be off now. Farewell.
Huh?
That way? You got it.
That's the way? Sure.
Many tales have been told about Mulandir, the lost city of the Shapers. While some scholars go so far as to doubt its very existence, others claim that it was a utopia, an unconquerable city in a valley of never-ending summer. However, they all agree on one thing. Whoever finds it will go down in history.
By Nihalf, we found it. This is amazing.
I agree.
Now where could we find clues about the Bloodburn? Iskram?
Huh? Did you say something?
I said, where should we start searching for clues? We need to find out more about the song.
The song. Yes, of course. Do you think we could rest for a moment first, though? I'd like to take some sketches of this place.
Well, how about we go back to Everlight and get some charcoal first? It's not as if we're in a hurry.
You're mean.
All right. I guess you have a point. The only problem is, deciphering the Shaper tongue isn't an easy task. We can't just walk in here and expect to find the answers we're looking for.
Then what do you suggest?
I assume the Nexus would be the best place to start. The heart of the city.
The Nexus?
Long story. In short, it's every Shaper city's core. It's where they drew the energy for their constructions from, where they created their devices, and where they stored their knowledge.
All right then, let's go.
Yes?
Will do. Do you see that?
Can you hear us?
I'm sorry, but we don't understand.
Kwaslan. Zaladar?
Punara Yuganza. Zawayetu Kwanlar. Zanju. Nomyan Kesnai. Zanladar?
Fascinating.
You speak their tongue?
A bit. I've never used it in an actual conversation, though. I still can't believe this is happening. We're talking to a living Shaper.
So you think this is actually the spirit of a Shaper?
It's not a spirit, Tahar. This man, he's neither dead, nor undead, nor alive. It's almost something like an ethereal puppet string is keeping his life force in place. Not enough for him to die, yet not enough for him to be truly alive.
How long has he been like that? Do you know?
No. But the signature of this magic that's surrounding him is unlike anything I've seen before.
That's fascinating.
Well, not what I'd call it, but yeah, I guess.
So what did he say?
I don't think he was talking to us. He's not even entirely aware of our presence. I think he's gone completely insane.
Interesting.
Well, he doesn't seem a threat. I suggest we keep on exploring first and maybe come back to him later. There's not much we can do for him now.
Feels strange to do that, but I guess you're right. We need to find that Nexus first. Lead the way, Tahar.
Corporal?
Understood. Now would you look at that? Another ghost.
blasted armor.
Undead. Lots of them. How do they get here?
They could be Shapers, couldn't they?
Or Hibernians. Only because nobody in our era discovered Mullendeer doesn't mean they didn't. Remember that mage in the caves?
All right, here goes nothing.
This way, right? All right, why not?
Sure.
Let's see.
That way?
Got it. We're in for a fight. Will do. Got it.
Niehalf's hammer. Isn't this incredible? The buildings are almost still intact.
Hard to believe nobody ever found this place before. Right in the middle of Iskander.
You got it.
They will fall. This place is a bloody graveyard.
So, Iskrim, how long have you been doing this?
Doing what?
Digging up bones, dusting off trinkets? I honestly always thought archaeology was just a hobby for the nobles with too much money.
Well, it is, in a way. And I'd have to lie to you if I told you my life's been particularly easy.
Going elsewhere? Kalea, maybe? Finn and Mir? Why did you even leave Windwall?
That's a long story. And regarding your first question, yeah, I have thought about that. Collier especially. Marvellous place for scholars. But then Rondar Lacane came along and offered me this opportunity.
Makes sense.
A golem. Don't let down your guard.
Yes? I need mana! Danger up ahead!
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, why not? Sure.
You got it.
There, another ghost.
This one doesn't seem to speak at all.
Understood. Whatever's
Jesus.
necessary. That thing is huge.
Yes?
Oh! Not yet!
Fine.
Now would you look at that?
That way?
Got it. Will do.
This way, right? I'll keep you shielded!
We're in for a fight.
Sure.
Blasted armor.
Sounds like a plan. You got it. That way?
Amazing. Simply amazing.
What?
This city. Did you notice the vegetation is quite different from where we came from?
Yeah, and it's a lot warmer.
Exactly. And it's these canals that are responsible for it. They channel the underground rivers, warm the waters up with their city's technology and lead them all the way through the city. This way, the Valley of Mullendeer was and is always fertile. Eternal summer, so to speak.
That's interesting indeed. Understood. Let's see.
Ah, yeah. Do you see that overgrown building? That's the Nexus. Niehoff's hammer. It looks just like on the stone carvings.
Seems to be protected by some kind of barrier, though. How do we get past?
Excellent question. I doubt we can banish that barrier by force. Maybe... yeah. The ghost. He might know something.
Worth a try, I suppose. Let's head back.
Uh-huh. You got it.
Now would you look at that?
Punara Yuganza, Zawa Yetu Kwanlar.
Well then. Iskram, can you ask him about the barrier?
Yes. Vorzan Devlar, Zawa Yetu Van Yaras?
What?
Van Drax, Verzan Devlar.
Punara Yuganza, Zawa Yetu Kanlar. Zanzvu Namyan Kesnai, Devlar.
Oh, I see.
So?
It's complicated, but I think I understand now. He's part of a defense mechanism, so to speak. His soul is bound to the city in order to protect it. I think he wants to be freed.
If he's here to protect, why didn't he attack us?
Good question. Maybe the magic that controls him got weaker with the centuries.
Does he know how the Shapers died? That's one of the greatest mysteries on Io.
I asked him that, but he didn't react. I think he knows, but his mind isn't able to process my question. It's sad. There's this source of Shaper knowledge, yet we cannot access it anymore.
Source of knowledge? That's a person you're talking to. Or was one. You know that, right?
I do. Doesn't make its existence less phenomenal.
And if we free him, will that banish the barrier?
Well, the problem is, he's not alone. There are still 3 more of his kind here in Mullendeer, and unless we free them all, it won't get us any closer to the Nexus.
Then we need to find them all. How do we free them?
Well, that's the thing. I might have misunderstood, but I think we need to fight and, well, kill him. It's the only way. Blazes, this is so ironic. Here we are, the first sentient beings to walk this city in millennia, and now...
Well, if we want to enter the Nexus, I doubt we have a choice. Also, they don't exactly seem too happy here. I know I wouldn't if I'd been roaming a deserted city as living dead for millennia.
I know. It's what they want.
I'm sorry.
Salam Kar!
Just give the word.
Interesting. Will do. What the? Something revived him!
The Godstone! Imprint our rune on the Godstone. That might sever the connection. This way, right?
Here we go.
More fighting. Does this never end? What a waste.
Let's see what he has on him.
Huh, a shard. Wait. Tahar, that rune Lekain gave you, could you show it to me?
Sure.
Fascinating. They look alike.
How is that possible?
Good question. I suggest we take a closer look at it later in the Nexus. Now come, I'd like to get this pointless butchering over with as soon as possible.
Sure.
Two more left.
See if they also have a shard on them.
Look at that.
That's the way? Alright, why not? more soul to save.
Let's see.
Iskrim, there's something I've been wondering about since we met. You are safe from the blood burn because you have a spark of magic in you. What about the rest of the dwarves? I've heard the orcs have been struck by it too.
To be honest, I don't know. I haven't been in Windwall for over a decade now.
How come?
Let's not go there. Not now.
Oh, sure, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Let's do this.
You read my mind.
Svan. Yaras.
Get ready.
Did you hear that?
Yes, something shifted.
We should take a look at that barrier. Would you look at that? It worked.
I was half expecting the city to blow up in our faces.
Now, wait. Do you hear that?
Niehav's hammer.
No! Not yet! No! Not yet! Don't move!
I can't focus!
Is this really necessary? I'll keep you shielded.
A Steel Guardian, it must have been. They are one of the many creatures the Shapers created to keep their cities safe.
Yeah, a giant walking armor with a bloody spiked club sure helped to ease their citizens' minds.
Well, it's dead now, and the path is clear. Let's find out what's behind that door.
Nexus or not, there's definitely an impressive energy radiating from behind that door. Kind of unsettling, to be honest. So, Tahar, do you want to go in?
Yes, just stay wary. We have no idea what to expect.
The stone doors fall shut behind you as you step through the overgrown arch, and you are met by an almost eerie silence. Yet you immediately feel a presence, a power long forgotten, waiting for someone or something to wake it from its slumber. The Nexus must be nearby.
Incredible. So this is the Nexus?
The upper levels. We'll need to go further down to find the heart. Come.
Yes. Fair enough. Let's do this.
Oh! Not yet!
They will fall.
Sure.
Danger up ahead!
Don't let down your guard.
Oh! Not yet!
All right, here goes nothing.
All right. More fighting. Does this never end?
Yes?
Here we go.
You'll regret this.
Interesting.
You got it. That way? Sounds like a plan.
This way, right?
Get ready!
Fine.
We're in for a fight. You read my mind.
Is this really necessary?
You'll have to wait! Fair enough. Let's do this. You got it.
Understood. Will do.
Get ready!
Let's see. Got it.
Blasted armor.
Understood.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled. One thing is clear: none of their marvels would have been possible without an incredible amount of magical energy. According to Iskrim, this is it, the heart of the Nexus, the source of the Shaper's power.
Well, blow me down with a feather. And here I thought this couldn't get any more impressive.
Then I'm guessing we got lucky? This is the Nexus?
Yes. We've found Mullendeer's heart. So, as I said already to Har, if we're to find out anything about the Bloodburn in this city, it'll be here. Do you see that massive pillar in the center? That's where the Shapers drew their energy from. They used it to communicate, to store knowledge, to power the mechanisms in their city, and to build some of their most magnificent creations.
So this is also some kind of archive?
Well, not in the traditional sense. I doubt you'll find a lot of books here.
Huh. And where does that energy they channel in here come from? What is it?
Well, that's one of the great Shaper mysteries. There's many theories and few facts. But the most likely one is that it draws from some kind of world essence, the same we mages use to cast magic.
If something like that exists, why have I never heard about it before?
As I said, it's just one of many theories. I might be completely mistaken.
What did they create? Just creatures?
Well, obviously just a few very select items, such as, I suppose, the runes we found. Only the most skilled of their craftsmen were allowed to work on that altar you see over there. Being Zaklar, a runesmith, was one of the most respected positions in Shaper society, and only those of the priest caste were even considered. I'm guessing that whatever miracle allowed them to create these ghost watchers outside was also manufactured here.
Did you just say they use this place to communicate?
Yes. Apparently, some Shapers were able to communicate with each other by thought alone.
I've heard about that. But what does this nexus have to do with it?
Well, their telepathy wasn't an innate skill. It was something the higher castes learned through somehow joining their minds to that pillar. They were connected.
Well, that does sound useful.
And a little bit scary.
Either way, I suggest we take a look around, see what we can find. Alright, why not?
Now would you look at that?
Nehov's hammer. Do you feel that?
Energy. Seems there's still some left.
Yeah. And what's that? Looks like some kind of anvil?
Could that be where the Shapers forged their creations?
Very likely so, yes. Wait. How about a little experiment? That strange rune Lacane gave you. Could I, borrow it for a moment?
What for?
As I said, a little experiment. These shards we found on the ghosts outside. I think I might be able to combine them with our rune.
I don't think that's a good idea. We have no idea what we're messing with.
Corporal, please, just trust me. I've worked with Shaper artifacts before, and I know what I'm doing.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, that's interesting.
What?
The runes. They look alike.
So, Lacane gave us a Shaper rune?
Might be, yeah.
He seemed to think it was a gift from Aenir.
Interesting. Well, I personally don't believe in Aenir handing out gifts to his followers, but as you can tell by the godstones all over the city, he played a role in the Shaper's faith too. So, technically, it could be both a Shaper rune and a gift from the Allfather.
And you're still sure you want to do this?
I am. It may take a while, so I suggest you take a look around in the meantime.
Sure. At least we'll be out of the blast radius that way.
Very funny.
Will do.
That way? Sure. You got it. Sounds like a plan. That way? Sure. You got it.
What's that?
Looks like a map of Fiara. A very old one.
So this is what the world looked like during the reign of the Shapers. That's fascinating.
Indeed. You see those markings? Glyphs. They look like someone carved them into the stone.
Can you make out what they say?
I've been trying, but...
Yes, that's it. Over here, quickly!
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess remains unrivaled.
Iskram?
Ah, there you are. I was right, it worked. Look!
I don't see anything.
Just take a look. Here, Tahar.
Whoa!
What the heck just happened? What did you do?
I don't know. The rune, it must have reacted to you somehow, Tahar.
Yes, but why? What did you do to it?
I joined it with the shards we found on the Ghost Watchers. I'm guessing that caused some kind of magical reaction when you, as the rune owner, touched it.
So we're bound to the city now.
No, of course not. But I think the rune got stronger. Still, I'll have to do more research on this. I can't help but feeling that these runes are an ocean and we've merely touched the surface.
Let's just hope there isn't a monster on the bottom.
Anyway, what now? We still haven't learned anything new about the Bloodburn or the song.
That's right, we haven't. But while I was working on the rune, a thought occurred to me. Remember how I told you that some of the higher caste Shapers were able to communicate by thought alone, by telepathy? Frankly, I believe that's exactly what the song is. Telepathy.
You mean we're hearing the thoughts of a Shaper?
The Shapers are extinct, so no. But it might be someone else using Shaper magic or a sort of mental echo. The memories of the dead.
I'm not sure what you mean by a mental echo.
Well, the Shapers left all kinds of traces, didn't they? And those specters we fought on the surface are proof that their magic is still prevalent. Also, we know they use telepathy to communicate, so who knows? Maybe this song is just a lost, forgotten thought that somehow made it through the millennia.
That's almost poetic.
The song is telepathy? You mean what we are hearing?
Isn't an actual sound, but a thought translated by your mind, yes. That explains why not everybody hears it, doesn't it?
Why do we then?
Probably because of our magical gifts. It makes sense, doesn't it?
So, somebody is talking in our heads? That's bizarre. Be that as it may, how does that get us closer to finding a cure for the Bloodburn?
Because it tells us what has to be done next. Reactivate the Nexus.
Why?
Because it might allow us to do the same thing that the Shapers did. Join our minds to that pillar. We could connect to the collective subconscious of an extinct race, which then again could help us understand the song and its origin.
That sounds intriguing. How do we reactivate it, though?
Good question. But I believe those two pedestals have something to do with it. I'm pretty sure they're what used to be conjuring the energy of this place.
And they're empty. So we need to find whatever was in there, don't we? A power source.
Yeah. The only question is how.
I think I have an idea. Let's get back to that map. I think Iskrim should take a look at it. Here we go. What do you make of this, Iskrim?
A map of old Fiara. By Nehalf, this is incredible.
Yes, but I was talking about those markings. They look as though they were added manually, don't they? I've started translating them already, but I'm stuck. Can you take a shot?
Let me see. Zaganar Zavuladun. Stones of... Wait. You're right. The stones of the essence and their location.
Stones of the essence? So they're the power sources we're looking for.
They must be, yes.
But why would someone hide the stones and then mark their location?
Who says someone hid them? Maybe they were just brought somewhere else. It's common knowledge that the last years of the Shapers were chaotic, and they might have had a good reason to abandon this nexus.
Then maybe it's not a good idea to bring them back, don't you think?
Well, the thing is, without the stones, we're stuck. We need this place up and running to understand the song. Even if my theory about it being telepathy is wrong, without power, we can't access the archive neither.
Then we need to find them.
Absolutely. And I suggest we start right away.
Hold your horses, we're not getting these stones anytime soon.
Why?
Because if that map is anywhere near accurate, one of those stones is located in what's now Aeonir's Blade. No point going in there without an army.
The Iron Falcons. Right.
Iron Falcons?
You don't know. The Iron Falcons are an order that is protecting the tomb of Foil Darg. They're fighting the world's end, so to speak. What about the other marking, Iria? Maybe...
Hold on. The Field Darg? The ancient evil?
Yeah, them. According to the lore, the Guardians locked them in this tomb. But the seal has gotten weaker as time went by, so for over 800 years the Iron Falcons have been protecting it. I'm surprised you know so little of your own country's lore, Tahar.
Well, my father was never interested in old myths.
The Field Darg aren't a myth, not at all. If it weren't for the Falcons, Fiara would be history by now. That's not to say they're a likable bunch. Word has it that they're fanatically religious, self-righteous pricks. But I guess living in the desert with only skeletons to keep you company does that to you.
What about the other marking?
That one's even worse. This land where the marking points to doesn't even exist anymore. It's right in the Black Sea.
Damn it, you're right. But, that doesn't necessarily mean that this island doesn't exist anymore, does it? Maybe the cartographers of our era simply haven't discovered it yet. We could build a ship, right? Sail there, find out.
Yeah, maybe. But again, for that we need support. Someone who can provide us with influence, money, and at least some troops against whatever we'll face there. Not to mention the fact, Tahar, that your former general has probably already sent his dogs on us.
Ideas?
What about that village mayor, Clara Farland? Didn't she tell us something about certain friends she has?
True. And there was the shapeshifter.
Yeah, though I still don't think this is a good idea. How about the Moorhair elves? You told me they're investigating the Bloodburn too, didn't you?
We fought them in Leonon. I doubt they'll be eager to cooperate.
They know they made a mistake. That scryer, she snapped, and given General Noria's intentions, she wasn't even that wrong to do so. I'm pretty sure they'll listen to what we have to say, especially if they're struggling with the Bloodburn themselves.
All right. It might be worth a try.
Well then, sounds like we have plenty of options, doesn't it? Where do we start?
We should try our luck with the elves first. They know about the Bloodburn. Iria, do you know the way to Leafshade?
Yeah. It's a 6-day journey. Less if we find ourselves horses.
Good. Then let's rest some more and get prepared.
So, this'll be our base, won't it?
I guess so, yes.
Nihalf's hammer. How about a tad more enthusiasm? We're in the ancient city of the Shapers. If anything, we should feel honored.
Well, let's just hope the city's defenses work better for us than they did for them.
I'll take care of that. Above all, we need allies.
We'll find them. Hmm? Yes. What's next?
So, this is it, isn't it? Our base of operations?
So it seems.
An ancient Shaper city on a quest to find a cure for the bloodburn. And we're working for the purity of light. Sounds crazy if you say it like that. Just some weeks ago, I thought I'd be in Greyfell now, trying to make a fresh start as an innkeep.
Innkeep? You?
Hey, don't laugh. What's wrong with some honest work after years of defiling on the road? Getting up early in the morning, setting the tables, serving mulled wine and stew to tired, weary souls. Just a simple, honest life.
Innkeeping is fun, until you find yourself on your knees at dawn, cleaning up the puddles of vomit and beer these tired, weary souls left behind when they were done carousing.
Quite the cynic, aren't you?
So you leave it all behind. The adventuring.
You know. People always act as if these decisions are final. The only way to find out how much I'd like that kind of life is by taking a chance, isn't it? And if one day I wake up and find myself in need of a change, I can still pack up my things and hit the road again. Upsides of Elven blood. There's plenty of time.
For what it's worth, I enjoy your company.
Sure you do. Who else would patch you up after the next monumental battle? Anyway, talk later, shall we? I'm sure you've got battles to prepare.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological prowess
Will do.
Yeah, wait. What's that?
I'm sorry?
That thing you've got there, the shard. Can I take a look at it for a second? Nihal's hammer. This is amazing. No, more than that. This is phenomenal.
I don't follow. What's so special about that thing?
This thing, as you call it, is part of an artifact. One that the scholars have been writing about for centuries. Blazes Tahar. Sometimes I wonder why it's always you who find such treasures, and not me. Look, if you find more of these, please bring them to me as fast as you can. It might be possible to reconstruct them, and that, I can't even begin to imagine what that would entail.
Okay. If I find more pieces, I'll bring them to you.
You have to. Nihal's hammer, I still can't believe it. Ah, Tahar. How nice of you to come by.
Made yourself comfortable?
Comfortable? Believe me, being comfortable is the last thing on my mind right now. Just look at this place. A Shaper city. Don't you feel it too? This sense of divinity?
I do. It's beautiful.
Indeed it is. Tahar, I'm not sure if you understand how much this means to me. The forgotten city of Mullendeer, the heritage of the Shapers. Since my childhood days, I've dreamed of this. I suppose what I'm trying to say is, thank you. You and the Harbinger have made this dream come true.
Well, all we did was save you from the orcs. You were the one who found the entrance.
You make it sound as if saving me from those greenskins was an easy feat. It wasn't. Anything else I can help you with? If not, I'd like to take another look at that rune LeCain gave us. It's at least as amazing as this place.
Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
That armor you're wearing looks quite special. Is it from Windwall?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's from Windwall. I forged it myself. Why do you ask?
Well, our smiths might be able to forge you a better one. It looks quite worn.
What? No. No, that's not gonna happen.
Why not?
It means something to me. But if it's my protection you're worried about, I can do some work on it myself. You'd have to cover the expenses, though. I'm a bit short on material these days.
Fair enough. I'll let you know if I have some resources to spare. There's something I've been wondering about. How did your cooperation with the Harbinger begin?
Well, that was simple. I was in Everlight at the time, on request of a nobleman. He'd hired me to do some work on an artifact collection of his. One night, a courier contacted me and gave me a letter. The message outlined the mission and the pay, even though the latter was almost irrelevant to me once I realized what it was that Lacane wanted me to find.
Mullendeer.
Yeah, you know the rest of the story.
What are your thoughts on the Harbinger, Rondar Lacane?
Well, he's my employer. Without him, I wouldn't be on this mission. Or, what do you mean?
I was trying to say, how do you feel about what he stands for? The purity of light, Aenir's return.
Oh, that. I'm not certain I have an opinion on these matters.
Don't you care who you're working for?
Truth be told, not that much. Making a living as an archaeologist is hard enough as it is. I can't afford to be picky. And in all honesty, aren't Lacane and his fellows just more of the same? There have always been cults who weren't happy with the Guardians and believed they had found the true and only God. There was even that one who believed in a sort of schizophrenic God, who was both the trinity of three different beings and the singular omnipotent God at the same time. However that's supposed to work. Sounds funny when you think about it, but those lads were dead serious.
So you think the purity is harmless?
Of course they are. And like any other fanatic, he and his fellows will go down once people realize his God doesn't have all the answers.
So you don't believe in Aenir's return, in the new world?
No, I don't.
But there's truth to what the purity claims. The Guardians have been unusually silent.
Yeah, because maybe they finally realized how silly and ungrateful most of their creations are and decided not to bother anymore. What I'm trying to say is, there could be all kinds of reasons why they've withdrawn. And I doubt a bonkers robe-wearing lad such as Lacane knows the answer.
Does the Harbinger know you feel that way?
No, I guess not, but he doesn't need to know about that, does he?
I'm sorry, Iskram, but Lacane is different. The purity is more influential than any other of these cults that came and went.
Oh, now you're blowing this out of proportion. It's not that bad.
If dozens of mages being murdered and branded doesn't qualify as bad, then no, I'm not.
Fair enough. Maybe you have a point. But I don't see how it changes anything about our mission. Lacane didn't hire us to kill people, but to save them. And I consider that a respectable goal.
How does one make a living as an archaeologist?
Good question. One I usually prefer not to think or talk about. To be honest, it's a tough life. For some obscure reason, only very few scholars take interest in the Shaper or the Hibernian culture, even though there is so much to be found. It's a shame.
Like what? What is there to be found?
What? You mean apart from monumental steel constructs, ghost warriors, and a city full of ancient secrets to be discovered? A lot. But that's another topic.
How do you explain that lack of interest?
Well, what do you think? Ignorance. No matter if it's orcs, elves, dwarves, or humans. We're all terribly bad at learning from the past. Blasted, there's so much to be found, so much to be explored. Not just riches, but the technology, wisdom, and ancient secrets. But no, for some reason, the people with the coin just don't care. The only ones who even try to access this treasure are incompetent amateur treasure hunters.
who usually get their heads chopped off by the first defense mechanism they walk into.
I'm not sure about this. When has digging up the past ever done us any good? We should focus on working for a better tomorrow.
Well, if you think so. Well, I suppose that answers your question. The life of an archaeologist is hard, and there have been times where I questioned if all the sacrifices I've made were worth it. Yet, here I am now.
I've been meaning to ask you, how does a dwarf end up so far from the Windwall Mountains?
Let's not talk about this now, shall we? Maybe later.
All right, sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No sweat, Tahar. It's fine.
Found out anything new about the rune?
Well, so far all I can say is that what Lacane has given you is indeed a Shaper artifact, as we suspected. Now, I would write all this purity talk of the rune being a gift of Aenir off as religious nonsense if it weren't for the fact that the rune's energy actually interacts with the Godstones, shrines of Aenir.
Which means that the Shapers and Aenir are somehow connected.
Somehow, yes. And I'll find out how.
Goodbye. Interesting.
Corporal? Need anything?
How you holding up?
I think I'm good. And you? You're the pariah carrying out Aenir's will, not me.
I'm getting by.
Aren't we all? So, can I help you with something?
Could you tell me a bit about your homeland? Finn and Mir?
Well, it's not my homeland anymore, but yeah, shoot.
How is human culture different from elven culture?
I assume you mean Nortander from Finn and Mir? There isn't one elven culture, as little as there's just the humans. Generally spoken, though, I wouldn't say they're too different. Especially not compared to the orcs. Life is a lot slower, mainly due to our lifespan, and elves are even more defined by tradition than humans. They revere nature and value tradition and rules above all else, and they are extremely aware of what they say, how they say it, and to whom. Which also makes it very easy to offend an elf. I'm an exception in that regard, but that was something my vagrant years taught me. But then again, not all elves are like that. There are some who care as little about Ellen the White Tree and the traditions as a troll cares about his morning toilet.
What role does magic play among elves?
It's everywhere. Magic is considered a gift of Ellen, and it defines your standing in every possible way. We may have talked about that already, but the whole council who runs the country is made up of mages, which is why the Purity will have a hard time finding followers in Finn and Mir, should they ever be naive enough to try.
I doubt that will ever happen. Elves have a very long lifespan. What's it like to live for so long?
Hard to say, since I don't know what a human body feels like. As an elf, you simply take it for granted. When I first realized how short a human life is during my travels, I was baffled. I've been on this world for 39 years now, and in the elven world, I'm hardly considered an adult. Here, I'd have delivered my 7th child by now. It's strange. That's the best way to describe it. But you know what I eventually came to realize?
Tell me.
That age doesn't necessarily make you wiser. I've talked to 30-year-old humans who understood more of the world than the ancient seers of Finn and Mir. It's all about experiences.
Interesting. There was something else I wanted to ask.
Sure. What?
You never told me why you fled Finn and Mir.
Oh, well, that's a long story. One I'd rather not discuss now, if you don't mind.
All right, then maybe another time.
Yes, maybe.
Got it.
To this day, the Shaper's magical and technological
I found some materials. Could you use these to upgrade your armor?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, that could work. I'll start working as soon as possible.
Great.
There we go. Thanks to her.
Yes? Understood. What's next? What do we need? Hmm?
I'll keep you shielded.
For decades, the Mohir elves, exiled from Finan Mir, have roamed Io in search of a new home. In Northander, they were promised lands of their own. But as the Mage Rebellion arose, they were quickly forgotten. Now, years later, they have taken shelter in a nomadic settlement in Leafshade, a dense, dangerous jungle amidst the no-man's land between Utran and Wulfgar.
All right. The Morhir settlement should be a little further to the north.
How long have the Morhir been living here?
Well, they left Finn and Mir about 30 years ago, and they were sent to settle here 8 years after their arrival. So that's 22 years now.
Quite long, considering Leafshade was just meant to be a stopover.
I'm sure they feel the same way. But then again, I understand why finding a new home for fugitive elves wasn't on top of the Crown's priority list after the Mage Wars broke out.
All right then, what's the plan?
Well, I suggest we try to find their settlement first and then talk to their scryers. They're the ones who make the decisions.
Good. Then lead the way.
Yes?
That's the way?
Let's see.
Danger up ahead!
All right, why not?
Fine.
Whatever's necessary.
We should get moving.
Yes. Interesting. Now would you look at that? Will do.
Sounds like a plan.
Got it.
Sure. Here we go.
Undead.
That way?
blasted armor.
All right.
All right, here goes nothing.
They will fall. Interesting. Let's see. Now would you look at that?
This way, right? Sure.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Is this the village?
Should be. And don't ask me why there's no one guarding the entrance.
Let's take a look around. Interesting.
You got it.
Another human? Well, isn't that great?
We're just...
No, say no more. I know why you're here. Looking for some nice elven kin to enhance your bloodline, aren't you?
What?
Yes, that's what I thought. Well, why don't you join your fellow crossbreeders in the Wolfgar lands? There you can copulate all you want. Now sod off.
can't believe we're still having this discussion. Tell me, Arlen, where was Ellen in all those years when our people were on the run? Just face it, she never helped us. None of the Guardians did.
Well, maybe they would have if it weren't for heretics like you. We are Ellen's children, all of us.
We are the children of our mothers and our fathers, for heck's sake. If you are so pious, then why did you leave Finn and Mir in the first place? What we need is rationality and reason, not praying to the gods that have left us.
Heresy, Vartan. This is heresy. What? Who are you? Who let you in?
The gate was unguarded.
Really? Next thing you know, this place is being overrun by undead because the guards have all gathered to hear us bicker. You're from Gravefell, aren't you? I recognize that accent. I'm Arlen Finriar, first scryer of this settlement. What do you want?
I'm looking for allies. But let me start from the beginning.
Ah, so you're Isamo Tahar's child. Well, you're lucky, I believe, that the Guardians have given us all a free will. I can see that you're nothing like your father. And it's true that the bloodburn has to be ended. I can agree with those crazy cultists on that much.
So, you're going to help us?
I would if I could. But as you may have gathered by now, we have our own battle to fight here. Ellen has cursed us.
Who was the other elf? The one you were arguing with?
A misguided fool. And sadly one with a very influential father, who made him the second scryer of this township.
Does this town have a name?
It does. Lathwain, which roughly translates as respite.
Respite? Sounds kind of temporary.
Well, it is. I don't know how familiar you are with our history, but after the Finnenmere exiled us, we were promised lands by the Queen. Then the Mage Wars came, and understandably our promised home wasn't of importance anymore.
That incident in Leonon won't make the Lord Marshal more sympathetic to your cause. You broke the White Mist Treaty.
Yes, and it was a horrible mistake. But the people were scared, particularly because Merilith did an excellent job at instilling fear and telling them that our little problem could be fixed by sending a group of scholars into Nortander territory. And what good did it do? Nothing. You'd think that this failure would have shown the Moria how incapable Merilith is as a leader, but sadly, it didn't.
This looks like a nice enough place, though.
Well, save for the undead roaming through the forests and attacking us each night, yes.
I see. So Leafshade is only a stopover.
Yes. We will find our true home someday. I'm sure of that.
Ellen has cursed you?
Yes. Our lands are withering, and every 1 in 10 elves loses his mind. Their eyes turn black, they salivate like animals, and attack everything in sight.
And you think Ellen has inflicted this curse upon you?
I know. You see, since we Moria left Finnenmere, more and more of our people have fallen away from our faith. Some even blame the Guardians for our exile. Briefly put, we were cast out of the Finnenmere Empire after we expressed doubts about the Elven Council.
Yes, I know the story.
As you can imagine, the years we spent on the road searching for a new home were strenuous. And as a result of that, more and more of our people lost faith in the Guardians, which is ironic, since our faith was one of the reasons we were cast out in the first place.
Well, you can't deny the Guardians have become weaker.
That is true. But have you ever wondered why?
I guess you have.
Yes, indeed. They have withdrawn from this world because people have stopped believing. it has always been our belief, our unwavering faith, that had made them strong. Without it, there simply is no reason for them to care anymore.
You're assuming the Guardians behave like little children, take away their sweets, and they run off crying or start throwing tantrums.
It's not that simple. But I doubt this is the right time for a theological discussion.
Probably not.
And what does all this have to do with the corruption?
Isn't it obvious? It's Ellen's punishment for us turning our backs on her.
You mean...
Yes. Ellen has protected our kind for millennia. And now, we have betrayed her. This is her punishment.
Isn't it more likely that this is simply the way elves react to the bloodburn?
No. Although rare, there have been cases of bloodburn among the Moria too, and they display exactly the same symptoms as humans. Varden Merilith simply likes to ignore that because it doesn't fit into his nice little theory. Also, why does it only occur in Leafshade, and only outside the city walls? The plague doesn't know borders.
If it is a curse by Ellen, how can it be cured?
Of course. Despite all we have done, Ellen still considers us her children. What she wants is for us to remember her, to return to our true faith. In other words, it is a trial. All we need to do is to trust in Ellen's guidance. Then we will find a way to lift the curse.
If you're the first scryer, why do you need Merilith's approval?
Because that's how the Moria law demands it. The Council has to come to a mutual agreement, otherwise we cannot take action.
What do the other scryers think about that? How many are there?
4. 2 of them are with me, 2 with Merilith. You see the problem.
If we help you lift this curse, would you be willing to ally yourselves with us?
Well, the bloodburn is a scourge for all races, so, yes. Should you help us, I could take up the matter with the other scryers. But let me think about it first, will you? This isn't something I can decide on the spot.
Now would you look at...
Salangar, a pure blood. Just when I thought this day couldn't get any better.
Not what I'd call myself. I haven't been in Finn and Mir for 8 years.
Is that so? Well, who am I to judge? Who let you in?
There weren't any guards.
What? Great. Just great. This is getting better and better. But please, forgive my manners. I'm Varden Merilith, second scryer of Lathwain. Who are you? And what do you want? Are you with the soldiers?
Soldiers?
The army folk. But if you have to ask, I suppose you're on your own. Tell me then, what brings you here?
That's a long story.
So you're the corporal from Lianon? Well, that's a surprise. I know the story, and once more I would like to apologize for what Scryer Elion did. She should not have opened fire. Also, I know about what happened to you afterwards. How the other soldier tried to frame you. I am honestly surprised you are still alive. The Royal Army isn't known for their leniency. Either way, your story sounds bizarre, but I don't think you are lying. And after the events in Lianon, it's only fair if we help you now. To make up for it. Not to mention the fact that the bloodburn needs to be stopped.
So you will provide us with troops?
It's not that simple. I have to bring up the matter before the other scryers, and they all have to agree. But not now. We currently have our own sack of problems to deal with.
Are you the leader of this place?
One of them, yes. I'm the second scryer, and the Moorhere Council is made up of 6 scryers in total. 7, actually, but our eldest passed away recently. Which complicates the decision-making, as you can imagine.
What problems do you have?
The short version? Leafshade has been struck by the bloodburn. Elves and animals are affected, and for some reason it has a different effect on us than it has on your race. It corrupts us.
Corrupts?
Drives us mad. And if that weren't enough, the Council can't decide on a course of action. Pathetic, isn't it? People are dying, but all we do is bicker.
Where do you and Fenrir disagree?
Oh, that's simple. Fenrir claims that the corruption has nothing to do with the bloodburn, but is a curse of the Guardians. Of Ellen, to be precise.
I take it you have a different view on that.
I do. The Guardians are gone. This is a fact we have to deal with.
So where do you think this corruption comes from?
As I said, I think it's just how we elves react to the bloodburn.
How many of you are affected?
Not as many as in your kind. 1 in 10, maybe. And for some reason the infection only spreads outside the city borders.
As I said, I'm trying to find a cure for the bloodburn. Maybe I might be able to help?
You want this alliance to happen as quick as possible, don't you? Well, yes, maybe your knowledge about the bloodburn could indeed help us. Give me a moment to think this through, will you? There are some things I need to consider.
Now what?
Well, if there's any way to get their support, it's by helping them cure this corruption.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating, isn't it? I say we help the old one, Fenrir. Merilith seems a tad too convinced of himself for my liking.
Then let's let them know. What do we need?
So, what's the plan?
All right, this is pointless. Does your offer still stand? An outsider who isn't dependent on the Council's...
I'm happy to assist.
You have no idea how good it is to hear you say that. Come, let's talk somewhere else. I've had enough shouting for today. That's better. Ellen's reigns. Isn't it incredible how this fool is unwilling to see reason?
Well, from his point of view, you're the one being stubborn. He seems to think you're unwilling to see the facts.
I am seeing the facts. This isn't the first time the Guardians have lain a curse on us. Either way, all the better you're here. Let's discuss how we proceed. What we need above all is proof to convince Merilith. As long as he insists on brewing away that curse with just enough alchemy, we cannot take any real action.
What kind of proof do you have in mind?
That remains to be seen. First of all, scout Leafshade's surroundings. The curse seems to limit itself to the outskirts of our town. I will mark the place on your map where the activity has been most extreme. Secondly, there's a human military outpost nearby. To investigate, you'll need to ask for permission to cross their borders. After the disaster in Leonon, the last thing we want is another breach of our treaty.
If the jungle is corrupted, isn't it dangerous for us to scout it?
No. The infection doesn't happen instantaneously. If you were to stay longer, say 2 or 3 days, it might get you. But for now, you're safe.
Very comforting.
If it really is a curse, how are you planning to lift it from Leafshade?
I've asked myself the same question. But then I realize there's no point in worrying about it as long as that young fool is sabotaging our attempts to stop it.
Who are those humans?
Veterans, as far as I know. So far, our contact has been sparse, but they seem to be peaceful.
All right, got it. We'll do our best.
Yes, and thank you. Never mind. Just do your best.
Nihalv's hammer.
Let's go talk to the soldiers and see if they let us into their territory to find that proof.